So hi guys, welcome back to the channel on another part exchange in, well, not a part exchange this one, slightly different. This one was an outright sale to me. So this is a 2011 Peugeot 508 station wagon. Oh look, it's got a tow bar. A lot of you are going to go automatically mental over the fact it's got a tow bar. So this car was sold to me by a couple that were moving out of the country and obviously selling up everything before they went, and I got word of it through a friend of a friend. Said that this car is up for sale. He's had his We Buy Any Car quote and so forth and rung around a couple of dealers, but it was day before Christmas Eve, I think it was, yeah, and he just wanted a quick sale because he was going on the plane that day, that very day, to move out of the country. So he swung by with the car. And as I say, this is what it is. It's a 508 estate, 2-litre diesel. I forget the actual model of this one, but the spec is really high. We've got alloy wheels, we've got nice chrome trim on the door handles, tinted rear glass, all chrome runners up the top here. And overall it's in really good nick. There's very little damage bodywork wise. Not giving it a proper clean up yet. I noticed a little bit on the bumper sticking out a little bit there, and I think there was a ding on the door over here, down there. But other than that, the car's really clean. As I said, the spec is really high on this. We've got all round electric windows, we've got electric seats, half leather trim, electronic handbrake, we've got a heads up display, which I'll show you a bit later, we've got cruise control, heated seats, got Bluetooth for the phone, sat nav, we've got auxiliary input and USB input, got all the steering wheel controls up here for everything, for your cruise control, for your volume on your stereo, for your phone, got air conditioning with dual zone on it. It's just got absolutely everything. And then one of the best things about it is this full-size glass panoramic sunroof, and we've got a myriad of buttons up here again, but one of them is, if we do this, is you've got this dial here that allows you to decide where the roof stops. If I can, there we go. Got loads of different settings where the roof can stop. You can decide how far, and it all seems to work. You can decide how much of the panoramic roof you want open, which is a feature my daughter very much loved on the car. Yeah, so all round, I mean, it's really, the condition wise, interior is really good nick. Steering wheel's good. All the buttons have kept their whiteness on them. We haven't lost any lettering. So let's go for a little test drive. Start out, we see we've got no engine management warning lights, anything like that going on. Got a nice steady idle, so let's go for a little spin. So guys, off for a little test drive. No warning lights on the dashboard at all, and you can see straight away we've got a fantastic diesel punch. I'm already up into 6th gear and it is pulling really well. The gearbox, no problems at all with the gearbox, goes for the gears lovely. No problem with the clutch. It's got a nice bite point. There's no knocks and bangs from the suspension. All the toys have lit up. Whether they all work or not, I couldn't tell you. There's too many buttons for me to have tried out. I can't give up an entire day trying them all. The electric seats got me nice and comfy, and the heated seats got my bum nice and warm. So those are nice little features to have. As I said, you know, in terms of driving it as a car, absolutely fine. Suspension's really nice, goes through the corners sweetly. Got a comfy ride. All of those things are all good. In fact, I've used this car every day for about 4 days now. I think it's about 4 days, maybe 3. Just been using it as my daily. Using the diesel that's in the tank, having a nice little run in it, and I've found it, you know, just as I said, not a problem at all when driving, supremely comfortable. and like I say, performs really well. So the question is, what's the problem with it? Well, the problem with it is only apparent when the car is stone cold, and this is the issue I'm finding with all of my diesel part exchanges, is they can bring you the car and you can drive it and drive for a good long test drive with nothing being wrong at all and think you're absolutely okay. But most of the issues with diesels do not become apparent until the cars are stone cold. If you saw my previous video on a VW Passat, when it was warm, the dual mass flywheel was quiet, but as soon as it let go stone cold and started up, it rattled really badly. So what we're going to do is take this back to the unit, let it get stone cold, and show you what the issue is. And this time it doesn't relate to the clutch. So here's the issue. You start the car from cold, and this is what you get. There you go. Big old misfiring, uneven idle, and then she'll cut out. Start up again, alright, but does the same thing. So he wants to cut out again. As soon as the car's warm and you've driven it for a bit, this is fine. This is just from cold. But I do think when I've been driving it, when I've gone round some very sharp corners, I'd change down to low gears and let the car get down to some low revs. It almost feels like it's slightly misfiring then as well. And it's done this every single time I've started it from cold. It's never not done it. So it's clearly got some kind of fueling issue going on with it. Could be injector related, could be fuel pump related. I haven't plugged it in to check any codes on it yet. But the issue with this car is, as clean as it is, and it is super clean, with 144,000 miles on it, 145,000 miles on it, it's not worth an awful lot of money. Retail wise, I would imagine 2,495, something like that. But for that, it would need a new MOT, and I know I need a couple of tyres already, and they look like quite big, expensive tyres. I would need to solve that problem. So if we took, for example, I haven't covered that yet, have we? I haven't covered what I paid for it. I paid £1,000 for it. So if the retail is 2,500, that leaves me £1,500, which might sound like a great wedge of cash, so I'm good to go. But take the VAT out of that, I'm down to 1,200. Take the warranty cover out of that, I'm down to about £1,000 margin. I then got to get MOT'd with a couple of tyres. We don't know what else it might throw up, so I could be down to £800 margin. So I've now got £800 to resolve what the fueling issue is. Could be a lot less than that. It could be that or more. And unfortunately, with these kind of things, is you can go down a bit of a rabbit hole. If I put it into the garage and they decide that they need to check all the injectors and all of that, I could be a couple £100 in to find that the injectors aren't bad, and it's the fuel pump. I can swap the fuel pump out and then find I've still got a problem. And then, obviously being a trader, even if I do fix it and manage to come out of it with, you know, after, let's say it costs £300 or £400 repair, £400 margin in the car, I then got 6 months of a 144,000 mile car being used on the road that potentially I could have a claim on. Because remember, Consumer Rights Act gives people up to 6 months to claim there was a fault existing with their vehicle when it was sold to them, regardless of what warranty I put. I could put no warranty on it. I'm under no legal obligation to put a warranty on it at all. I can say it's got no warranty, but it doesn't get me out of the Consumer Rights Act, which means in those first 6 months there could be a claim. And anybody who watches my channel knows that I look after people and I do the fixes. So you can't sell sold as seen. You can only sell unroadworthy. Now this clearly is roadworthy. It's got MOT till March or April next year. So to put it up as unroadworthy means it's worth absolute peanuts, when that's not necessarily true. So it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. What to do with the Peugeot? Put your comments down below.